Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily-Rose Depp, has finally broken her silence about the trial. She gave a quote to ELLE while promoting her new HBO series, The Idol, and a lot of outlets are starting to pick up why she didn't address or discuss the trial and her father. Here is the question from the ELLE article itself. They were speaking about privacy and fame, and she said, obviously being the daughter of Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis is huge in France. Growing up, my parents protected my brother Jack and me from as much of it as possible. I know my childhood didn't look like everybody's childhood, and it's a very particular thing to deal with, but it's the only thing that I know. Similarly, she's chosen to avoid commenting on the recent headlines about her famous father. When it's something that's so private and so personal that all of a sudden becomes not so personal, I feel really entitled to my secret garden of thoughts. I also think I'm not here to answer for anybody, and I feel like for a lot of my career, people have really wanted to define me by the men in my life, whether that's my family members or my boyfriends, whatever, and I'm really ready to be defined by the things that I put out there. I think that's a brilliant way to address it. Obviously, she's going to get these questions. Obviously, she wants to support her father, I assume, but at the same time, it's none of her damn business. And she doesn't have to do anything. I mean, you got to remember, going back to how this all went down, there was a few moments here I wanted to pull to sort of remember how this all went. There it is. Johnny Depp's... There were insane Johnny Depp fans, if you were part of it, shame on you, that were calling out Lily-Rose for not, standing up. Why aren't you standing up for your father? How dare you not stand up for your father? There were unhinged Depp fans that were literally doing this. And at the same time, there was Amber who was out there trying to bring Lily-Rose into it.
And he was off the wagon again, but he didn't want to tell his kids, so he was hiding it from them.
And then she goes on to explain how she had to escape the private island with Lily-Rose as if she was the protector. There was some gross moments on trial, and I'll never forget the moment.
I wanted to be able to explain to them that this was going to be visible, and it's going to be everywhere, and I apologize to them.
This was him referring to the People magazine cover that Amber put out to get the attention of everything. Let's not go down all that again. We know where that all came from, but he had to prepare his kids. He's made it very clear about why a lot of this was done. Johnny had said his motivation pursuing the trial against her was to do so for his children. Speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children and to all those who have remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have finally accomplished that, he said in his reaction to the verdict. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. He added, sharing that the jury gave me my life back. This was obviously a huge motivation for him to keep her out of this. Obviously, that's how he's done his whole life. So to hear Lily-Rose, walking around the issue, I think is really smart and wise of her. It shows that she, it's not her damn business. Something sometimes we have to say on this channel, because I know we do some fun, salacious at times, we get into celebrity reactions of things. But when it comes to kids, I mean, she's no longer a kid at this point. She's an adult. She's able to go out there and make her own decisions. And I admire that she wants to be known for her work, not her father or her mother. Her mother also being a huge star. I mean, she talks about this, how big of her mother was a huge, huge inspiration for her. And she talks about this of sort of being her mom's like mini me. Because Vanessa Paradis, if you're unfamiliar, huge star in France. It was really cool for me and my brother to see our mom being the ultimate comfort and loving person, but also have such a rich, full life of her own, watching her go outside on stage and sing for thousands of people and just be so in her own zone and in touch with herself and her art. As a little kid, Depp idolized her mom to the point that she'd ask her what she was going to wear that day and then put on a similar look out of her own closet so that she could be her mom's mini me. She does speak up about her mom being a huge inspiration as well. I'm sure some fans are going to be mad at her. Why don't you give it to Johnny? Again, none of our damn business. Why add to the fire? Why get involved? It's clear Johnny and his daughter support each other. We know that's from the NFT art when he made his heroes. I think if anything, the privacy that he's instilled in her, she's carrying it out. I don't want to give anything else to the world. My relationship with my father is private, as it should be. So now she's doing this new part, this new role where she's playing a pop idol in this new show on HBO. But she talks about, sort of just to get a little bit more insight on Lily-Rose herself, she delineates the distinction between real life Lily-Rose and her more reserved public self. I say real life as there are two realities, Depp adds. Though for her, there almost are. With friends, she's an open book. But I've always just been raised in a manner that has taught me that privacy is something that's important to protect. She doesn't have Twitter. Her reasoning, because I don't feel like there's anything I want to say that I can't say through my work. That's a healthy response. And her Instagram is a sedate chronicle of her past upcoming acting projects and Chanel ads. She's been an ambassador for the brand since she was 16. She went into her acting career with the idea that I am here to do my job, and what I really want to put out into the world is my work. Not that their work has zero overlap with these days. Playing Jocelyn has only caused her to think more critically about the trade-offs that inevitably come with public scrutiny. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because when you're an artist, you make things in the hope that they're going to connect with somebody. But then it also comes with this thing where people feel like they know you, even though they don't, she says. I'm not here to give myself to the world to be eaten alive. She talks about sort of how it's like, people think you're, there were two more quotes I wanted to pull. The older I get, the weirder I become around this whole conversation. She says that she isn't like afraid of strangers and feeling for her safety, but that she's afraid that they're going to think that I'm really weird or rude because I just really get shy and kind of anxious. It's why I like to do my work and put as much of my heart into it as I can, and then retreat back into my real life and just be a normal person. Again, bravo to Johnny and Vanessa for just keeping her very grounded in the realities of what fame is. People think you're a video game character and say all these horrible things about you that they would never say to your face. I think we're all feel a little too protected by our screens. Oh my God, facts. Especially your generation, there's a little difference between the two. We spend a lot of time on the internet, and you start to feel like this is a parallel universe where people in the public eye are just an animal in a zoo or a statue, and you can say whatever the F you want to them, even though you wouldn't say it in person. Can I get a hell yeah? She's right. So it's nice to see how grounded she is. The only other thing she addresses that, some headlines are getting out there is this whole idea that she's a Nepo baby, like as in like nepotism. She was born into fame because of her parents. And let me just say right out the gate, yeah, I mean, dude, her family, her dad is Johnny Depp, hugely talented star. Her mom is Vanessa Paradis, hugely talented star. Of course, some of those talent genes are going to wear off on her, and she's going to be a higher stock, if you will. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, those genes are going to be a little bit more high up to be like, well, yeah, she's going to have a little bit more talent probably than just a regular person. And she's also going to have a little bit more access. But she wanted to sort of address that yes, she's heard the Nepo baby. I'm familiar, as she laughs dryly. She's resigned to it. The internet seems to care a lot about the kind of stuff. People are going to have preconceived ideas about you or how you got there. And I can definitely say that nothing is going to get you the part except for being right for the part. The internet cares a lot more about who your family is than the people who are casting you in things. Maybe you get your foot in the door, but you still have to get your foot in the door. And then there's a lot of work that comes after that. She doesn't find it interesting. She does find it interesting, however, that she rarely hears anyone refer to a man as a Nepo baby. It's weird to me to reduce somebody to the idea that they're only there because it's a generational thing. It just doesn't make any sense. If somebody's mom or dad is a doctor and then the kid becomes a doctor, you're not going to be like, well, you're only a doctor because your parent is a doctor. It's like, no, I went to medical school and trained. Ever careful, she's quick to add that she's not by no means comparing her own work to that of someone in the medical field. I just hear it a lot more about women, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I think she's got a good point. Look, there's definitely nepotism. I'm not going to, she's admitting that to an extent, but she's also right. Just because you have famous parents doesn't mean you're talented and doesn't mean you get the role. It does matter if you have a lot of followers, social media stuff like that will help. They'll cast because of it. And so as her stock rises, and she's able to use that fame, it definitely gives her an edge. Let's not deny it, Lily-Rose. But I agree with her in the sense that, yeah, sure, it gives you an edge. It gets that foot in the door, but you still got to sell the casting agent, casting people, and that you're right for the directors, producers, that you're actually right for the role. Because, yeah, there's roles that'll just cast people because they're famous and add more names to the poster. But they want to make sure people can actually do the performance. And she's really excited about this performance. I'm very intrigued to see The Idol. It's a new show on HBO. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm curious to watch because I've never really seen her. I've seen her in a couple little things, but I'm really curious to see if she can really, do a real full-on performance. She's very excited about it. She really auditioned. She talks about the audition process and how grateful she was that she actually scored this, how surprised she was that she scored this. So look, good on her, man. Good on her. Good on for her for not getting too in the weeds on this whole thing with the trial. Again, none of our damn business. And I applaud the way she's professionally handling all this and trying not to add more fuel to the fire for Johnny or to the media. And she wants to remain private in this. So given how the fans have treated her, she owes you guys nothing, especially after the way you treated her. It was sickening. What do you guys think of this? I want to hear your thoughts. Also, if you haven't already, can you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button? You also want to hit that bell so you get notified. And yes, you want to smash the like so there's engagement. And I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you think of Lily-Rose and her comments? Are you impressed? Do you still think she's a Nepo baby? Tell us your thoughts down below and make sure to join us later today and every weekday live in the afternoons here on Popcorn Planet.